Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a really fun makeup tutorial. I have actually been a really big fan of the Allure Beauty magazine for a really long time. As you can see in my Sephora VIB haul, I actually bought a lot of their best of beauty list off of the editor's choices and her team. And I recently received the May 2017 Allure cover, and it had Sienna Miller on it. And I got to thinking, I don't see on YouTube a lot of monthly, reoccurring tutorials based on magazines. So I would really like to start a monthly tutorial cover of the Allure magazines. And so we're gonna start with Sienna Miller's in May. Now this is what the cover looked like. There were two different covers. There was the one that was sent to the subscription people who got the magazine, and it was this one, and then there was another one that was just on general newsstands, and she was wearing a red lip, but this is the one I received. Now I want to do a wearable version of this look. Obviously people aren't going to go around with feathers on their face and just day-to-day life, so we're going to cut out the feathers and just do the eye look. Obviously this is a very close-up shot of Sienna Miller, and for those of you who don't know, Sienna Miller is an actress in Hollywood. She's British, and she starred in movies like American Sniper and Alfie, movies like that. And so I've decided that I'm going to be recreating this look with the kind of gold right here, the purplish right here, the eyelashes, and I'm going to be adding a lot of products in and taking some out. It's not going to be 100% exactly the same. Obviously I don't have the complete colors that they used on Sienna, and Wendy Rowe is Sienna Miller's makeup artist, so she is the one who created this look, so all credit to her in this look. And so that's what I'm going to recreate. I'm just going to give you a little heads up. This is not going to include highlighter. It's not going to include blush, just because I don't really see that as an emphasis on her face. It's really focused onto the eyes. And right here she has bleached brows. Obviously I'm not going to bleach my brows for the sake of this look, so I will have my bold, big brown brows working with me, but I'm really wanted to recreate this look. So if you would like to see a recreation of the Allure May 2017 cover starring Sienna Miller, just keep watching. Okay, to start off, I'm just gonna start doing face and skin prep. I'm just gonna kind of do that. I have a mirror right here. Sorry, I don't mean to blind you guys, but I have a mirror right here that I'm just gonna be using to get more close-up shots. As you can kind of see, I am breaking out a little bit, but we're still going to continue on and do some skin. So the first thing I'm going to use to combat some of my spots is the Clinique Acne Solutions Clinical Clearing Gel. I really like this stuff. I think it helps a lot. So you really don't need a lot of this stuff, just a little bit of it. And I'm just going to apply this to my face where I need it. And I don't know if you guys can see me right here. And this is kind of comparable to the Mario Badescu clearing lotion. However, I like it better just because I think it blends in a lot easier, and it doesn't leave that white paste kind of to it, the white crumbly paste that the Mario Badescu one uses. However, they do have the same ingredients, so do not put this on open picked acne. It will burn really bad because the main ingredient in it is the salicylic acid. So definitely do not be using that on open wounds. It will burn really bad. The next thing we're going to use is the Fresh Sugar Sport Lip Balm. This is just to prep our lips for the day ahead. I'm just going to apply that straight from the tube onto my lips. And kind of move it over to the parts where I didn't necessarily get into the corners of my lips. Next thing we're going to do is apply some Origin's Ginseng Refreshing Eye Cream. I really like this stuff. I think it does really help brighten the under eyes like it says it's going to do. I'm just gonna like tap, tap, tap and look up. Don't rub underneath your eyes. It's gonna create little fine wrinkles. Just tap it. And this does have like some little shimmer reflex, so I do think it helps combat the darkness that could be under your eyes or anything like that. You just need the tiniest amount, just like kind of like that, just for one eye. And again, I try and look up and just tap it along my eye. The next thing that we're going to do is apply some Laneige Water Bank Moisture Cream. I really like this stuff. It's a Korean skincare brand. You used to be able to find it at Target, but you can't anymore, unfortunately. I'm just taking whatever extra on this lid and putting it on my face, but unfortunately you can't find it there anymore. But because I think they like just moved on to their own. So I'm just going to take a little bit, and this stuff is like really moisturizing, so you don't need a ton of it. And I'm not really going for a super, super like dewy look today, because obviously that wasn't what Wendy created for Sienna on that cover. So for primer today, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Skin Smoothing Face Primer. I think this will be really good just to fill in some pores and to give us the look that Sienna had. I'm just looking at the cover right now. I can see some of her pores, but I don't really think she has like a super, super dewy face or anything along that lines. I just think it's the glitter fallout maybe from there, and it's a really, really like incredibly close-up shot. So this is what I decided to use. I'm just gonna use just a tiny bit of that, not a lot or anything, just enough to make it so my pores aren't gigantic. That's about how much I'm gonna use. I'm gonna rub it between my two fingers and just put it in the spots that I would normally. Okay, so now we're gonna be moving on to foundation. I'm gonna be mixing some of the NARS Sheer Glow foundation in the shade Siberia with this to kind of create my perfect concoction for the shade that I'm at now. I think I'm gonna be using just a little bit more of the NARS Siberia than the Fit Me Doing Smooth. And I'm really close to running out of this, like really, really close. Now that we sort of have that concoction mix, I'm just gonna mix it on the back of my hand like this to kind of hopefully get a little bit of my perfect shade. So about that much. I don't really know how much that is, if it's too much, but whatever, we're gonna roll with it. I'm just gonna put this all over my face. And I'm not trying to match it to my, I'm not trying to match it to my face, I'm trying to match it to my neck. So that's what we're going for here. It's not face match, but neck match. And for foundation brush, I'm going to be using the Sigma F80 Kabuki brush. I'm just going to first start on my neck and just blend all of that in. That way I can go in and rub the rest of it off onto my hand.
And just go in and work on my face.
Now I'm just gonna add my concealer and jazz like that. So for concealer, I'm gonna be using the MAC Prep and Prime highlighter in the shade Light Boost. And this is just a yellow based concealer. Not concealer, but it's like a highlighting concealer thing. I don't know. I'm not going to use a ton of it just because I don't think her eyes weren't like necessarily like concealed to the heavens or anything like that. And I'm just gonna put it right here down the center of my nose and whatever is left from me twisting that on my forehead. And I'm just doing this because I just want some correlation in case there's a little bit, could be of a color difference or anything like that. So I'm just taking my ring finger, and we do this because it has the lightest amount of pressure, and I'm just tapping it along here. And Sienna didn't have like, from this picture, she's not wearing like heavy foundation, and that's something I noticed. Like a lot of celebrities or on shoots or on red carpets, like you don't see them wearing a ton of makeup, or like you see those little videos sometimes on Facebook and they're wearing like such like coverage, but they look so good. And granted, these girls, like for example like Bella Hadid or Gigi Hadid or just normal like models, they're like really they're just naturally beautiful, and they get like the best like skincare and the best like treatments and stuff like that, obviously, but you just don't see them like putting on like a concealer from their corner of their eye to the bridge of their nose and back up. Like you just don't see that. And there's not saying that anything is wrong with that, but I think it presents like, I think women, like they want that look of how the models look on the red carpets or on like photo shoots or stuff like that. And you know, people are always like they're wearing a bunch of makeup, and it's like, but they're not though. Like you would be able to tell. And so these girls are just so naturally gorgeous, like they're just like evening out their skin tone and maybe helping a little bit with their dark circles, but it's not like, it's not what people on YouTube, I don't think they're meaning to portray it wrongly. I just don't think it's being portrayed in the way that it actually is happening. You know, it's not actually like these girls are putting on concealer like that, because they're not. It's not what's happening. And then for under eye powder, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Duo Matte Bondi Tint Powder in the shade 200. And I'm going to be using my Real Techniques setting brush. I'm just taking a little bit of that, tapping off the excess, and just lightly putting some underneath my eyes. And I'm not gonna set my face or anything because, well, maybe I might just set, I'm gonna take my Sephora Pro Precision Powder Brush, the 59 one, and I'm gonna take a little bit of that powder and just put it like where I'm gonna contour. Just take a little bit of that and just put it again where I'm gonna contour, just because I don't want it to be patchy or anything like that. I think I'm going to go in with just a tiny bit of just a transition shade, just for like safety reasons, and I'm going to be using the Studio Makeup on the go eyeshadow palette, and this is the Warm Up edition, and I really like this. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and I think I'm just going to go in with this shade right here, this shade right here, and I am just going to just lightly apply that in my crease is all. I'm not going to do like a huge like blown out smoky. I just want it to be like lightly in there. And I'm going to be using my Smashbox dual-sided brush. I got this in the full exposure palette. So I'm just going to be using this side of it, and I'm just going to lightly, like just a tiny bit in there, not a whole lot, just kind of shake off the excess a little. And I'm just gonna like lightly apply that into my crease. Okay, so I think that's good for that color. And then now for the main part, I'm going to go in just with the purple right now, and I'm going to be using the Morphe brushes and Jaclyn Hill palette. This is the original one. It's not the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe that everyone wants to come out. This is their original one. And I believe, well, now that I'm seeing natural light, it might have just changed my mind. No, I haven't. I'm going to go in with this color purple right here. I hope you can see that. And I'm going to start creating the shape. It's not really blended, which creeps me out a little bit, but it goes like probably from like right here to the end of her eye and then like out more. So I'm just going to start creating that shape. And to do that, I'm going to be using the Crown brush, C513 brush, and it has a little bit of black on it, but that's okay because this look is like black almost. So I'm just going to go in with that one shade. Oh, I'm scared because I've never actually used this shade before. Okay, I'm going to start from the out and go in. I'm actually going to move my ear down so I can get a little bit. It just seems like it should be a little bit darker than what I'm currently getting. So I think I'm gonna go, well, I'm gonna start mapping this one out.
Sorry, I know I'm kind of out of frame.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Lexi Taper Blending Brush and I'm just going to kind of, not really buff, but on this one I'm going to buff out the edges since it's a little bit more patchy, or not patchy, but it's not the same necessarily. This one kind of got a little out of control. I'm just to darken that up a little bit more. Take the other side of that Smashbox, and I'm gonna just grab the next darkest color, like I was talking to you guys about. And I'm just going to kind of like this. The excess color. On my eye. There's a little bit of fallout, but that's okay. I can just, oops. I can just take this brush and just kind of blend it into the look, because she does have like it underneath her eyes, so this is just perfectly fine. It'll just blend, and I'm just going to just make it so the edges aren't completely that harsh. I'm just gonna blend it just a tiny bit, even though I know it's not really that blended in the look. A little bit more like beauty than I was intending it to, but that's okay. There's times to live and there's time to learn. And so now I'm gonna just add that gold. And like I said, no one really wants to wear unblended eyeshadow or anything like that. And it was the first 2 times I used this color, so it's kind of fun to experiment with that. But for the yellow part of the eye, I'm going to be using the Too Faced the Power Makeup by Nikki Tutorials palette. And I'm going to go in with her shade Irresistible. And I'm going to go in with that on my finger just to get the most pigment. And it goes down to like right kind of here in her tear duct of her eye. So it's a really pretty color. This is the color I wanted and needed. It's kind of ironic because this look is featuring like purples and golds, and I'm going to my school's graduation today, and purple and gold are school colors. It's a little ironic, I think. And then I'm just gonna go in again, and these shadows are nice. This is the first time I'm using this palette, and they blend out really nicely. They're really soft, and they swatch really prettily. They're really pretty, I should say. I'm just gonna take that and kind of, is this the same brush? Probably not. No, this is the 205 now that I'm using. And then I think I'm going to go back in with that color from the Morphe one, the dark one from the Morphe palette. I'm just gonna add a little bit more dimension right here. Because I don't want it taken over by the gold. Really try. And just darken that up a bit. And I'm gonna take, this is now a different brush. I don't know, I'm literally losing these brushes as I go. I'm gonna take the brush, maybe just kind of blend them in together a little bit, even though they weren't necessarily supposed to be. This eye has gotten dark. Now that that's done, and I'm looking cute, I'm gonna take this brush that had my powder on it and just kind of try and blend some of this away. Don't know really if that's gonna do anything, so I'm taking my foundation brush and actually going over it, and what that will do, it will like fix of the like mistakes. That being done, this is what the eyes look like, and I know they look crazy. Don't worry, I still have to put on like mascara, and I'm just gonna blend them out just a tiny bit more. I'm gonna take, where's my favorite blending brush at? Right here, the Mally Beauty blending brush, and it looks like this. I'm just gonna do that and just kind of blend this stuff out a lot more. We're gonna add, curl our lashes and add mascara, and I'm gonna be using the Tarte eyelash curler to curl my lashes. For mascara, I am going to be using the, where'd it go? The Amplified Mascara Serum. I think it's from Makeup Eraser, but I'm not sure. I got it in a BoxyCharm, and I just feel like this mascara is the one that will give me like the closest to what Sienna has in her picture. So I'm just going to apply some of that to my eyes and to my lower lashes as well. And then we are done with mascara. And now I'm going to just kind of hopefully perfect my brows a little bit. I'm going to be using the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 5. And I don't really need a lot of this, but I just want some of it to give my brows a little bit more fullness in the places that they don't have it. Okay. And so now my brows are done, and I'm gonna just now do, well, I thought I was gonna do some eyeliner just to darken it up, and I think I'm gonna add a little bit of the NARS Larger Than Life Longwear Eyeliner in the shade Via Vento. I believe that's how you pronounce that, and it's just one from the birthday. And I'm just gonna put it on the waterline of my eye. Yeah, just on the waterline. Just because I think it will help a little bit. And just a little bit on the top as well. Yes, that makes it look more like it. Okay, and then I do see she has contour on her cheeks, so I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer in the shade Sunkissed, and I'm going to be using, should I use my new contour brush? Should I use the new Revlon contour brush? I think I'm just going to use the new one. This is the Allure Best of Beauty contour brush, the Revlon one. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that and just put it right there in the hollows of my cheek. Maybe just a tinge bit more. because that's all I'm really seeing. Her contour is just a light contour, just some definition. And then the final part is going to be lips. One second, I just see something. I'm going to take the Pure Cosmetics brush that came with their palette, this side of it. I'm just going to take, I noticed some of the eyeliner kind of went on patchy or not in like a straight line. I don't want that, so I'm just going to kind of blend it out a little bit more. And it didn't really do this on this side, but on this side did. Okay, there, sorry, let me just fix that. All right, and then for the final part, which is lips, she's not wearing like a too dark of lipstick or anything, so she's just wearing a light pink one. So I'm going to be using the NYX Butter Lipstick in the shade Snowcap. I'm just going to apply that to my lips. I just think that is the perfect shade for what she was wearing. And then to finish out the look, I'm going to be using the Best Damn Facial Spray. This is Nicole Guerrero's line. I'm just going to do 3 squirts, 1, 2, and 3. And all this is dry first before I do it. And everything looks good. I'm going to blend this out quick. Looks fine. I'm gonna take the spoolie from the ABH brow brush and just kind of spoolie my brows out quick. Make them look sort of normal. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna do the 3 squirts. And I'm just gonna do this, just put it all over so it sets in place. And that is the completed look. So I hope that you guys really like this tutorial. I know it didn't turn out exactly like Sienna's makeup in this cover, but I'm glad I gave it a shot, and I'm glad that it's a little bit more wearable of it. So this is the look. You know, we didn't do any blush, we didn't do any highlight, but we really just tried to incorporate what Wendy tried to create for Sienna in this makeup tutorial. So I hope you guys really like it. If you do, please comment and subscribe and share this video. It means so much to me, and we could grow our tiny little family. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.